Hi guys, welcome back to this week's Friday Facts. This week I'm going to be talking about HED, which stands for hind end degeneration, and it also covers hind end weakness as well. This is something that's very common, more so in elderly male rats than female rats, but females can definitely get it too. My one girl, Dee, actually has this right now. So I want to give you guys a little bit of an overview about what this is, what it means for your rat, the prognosis for your rat, and what to expect as it progresses. Um, Basically, what HED or HEW, which is hind end weakness, is it's basically a narrowing of the spinal column, which cuts off the nerves to their back end, so like to their legs and the back end of the rat, basically. Um, it's not something that's painful. It looks like it might be painful, but it's not. It's basically they just lose feeling. They basically become like a paraplegic. Yes. Um, so, but it's not a death sentence by any means. Like I said, there's no pain involved. It's just a slowly degenerative disease, so it will progress as they get older. Um, but it's not something that's going to hurt them. In fact, most rats get around perfectly fine. They just use their front legs more to pull them. And while it looks like really horrible, it's really not. Rats are very stoic creatures, and they're very adaptable. So anytime they have some kind of a problem or illness, they can pretty easily adapt to them. More so, I think, even than probably humans. You've seen in the past my rats that had the tumors and stuff. They can do anything. They're amazing, amazing little creatures. So if you start to notice these symptoms, try not to worry too much. One of the first signs you're going to notice is um, that their back legs are going to be spread a little bit farther apart, um, and probably a little lower to the ground. Um, that's just the weakness, and the fact that they're having a wider stance helps them balance a little bit more. Um, it's not anything to be concerned about. A lot of older rats end up walking this way anyway, and they'll end up walking more flat on their back feet as opposed to kind of like up on their back feet like they do when they're young. Um, Eventually, it's going to progress to where it looks like they're kind of tripping over their back feet. Um, it's it's sad to watch. I hate watching it. It is kind of heartbreaking knowing how much fun they had when they were young. But I don't think they really seem to care too much. But they'll start tripping over their feet. They'll look kind of stiff and hard to move. Again, this isn't painful. It's probably a little bit frustrating for them until they get used to it. But um, eventually, what's going to happen is they will probably, if they live long enough, they will lose entire use of their back legs. Um, my girl right now still can use hers a little bit, but it's getting worse. Um, a lot of times, a rat will lay on their stomach or on their side, especially when they're sleeping. And you'll see their legs kind of sprawled out, sometimes in weird ways, or kind of behind them, flat behind them. Um, Sometimes they'll sleep and they'll lay on their side, which is kind of weird because I've never had rats that do that other than when they have had HED. Um, so it's not anything. I mean, yeah, it sucks, yes, definitely, but it's not anything that's hurting them. It's not something they need to be put to sleep for or anything like that. It's not painful. They shouldn't need any kind of medication. Um, it's just sad to watch, but to them, rats are awesome. Like I said, they'll get around. My girl can go up and down ramps without a problem. Um, she looks bad because she's pulling herself around, but they'll develop a stronger upper body so that they can get around okay. Now, once they get to the point where they're having a little bit more trouble moving around, you might want to make sure that they're able to clean themselves okay. Sometimes I find pee on her like lower half of her underbelly, so I'll take a damp warm washcloth and kind of wipe her down like once a day usually. I'll wipe down like her head and her neck, places that she's having a lot more trouble cleaning on her own. Um, you might have to trim their back toenails because they're not walking on them anymore, so they're not wearing it down. Just things like that, things to help them care for themselves that they can't do anymore. If you have boys, you'll have to check for penis plugs, which is a whole nother video in and of itself. I'll talk about that someday. Um, but basically, it's not a death sentence. It's not something that is going to hurt them physically as far as pain goes. You might want to also, if you have a lot of levels in your cage, maybe hang some hammocks like underneath where the ledges are. That way if they fall on something soft instead of falling to the next level down. And just doing different modifications to your cage if you can. Always make sure that there's food and water available on all levels. That way, depending on where they are, if they kind of get stuck, they still have food and water available to them. Just simple things like that, and just keeping an eye on them, making sure they haven't fallen and gotten hurt or anything. But for the most part, they're going to get around fine. Like I said, to a human, it looks really bad. It looks horrible. It makes me sad to see her pull herself around like that. But it doesn't seem to bother her. Like, she does whatever the heck she wants, trust me. She can still climb up the bars and get in her basket when she wants to. So rats are awesome. They can adapt to just about anything, just like people do. So yeah, it's a sad disorder, sad disease, but it's not the end of the world for the rat. If you have any other questions about this, let me know, and I will clarify as much as I can. I've had 3 rats that have had this. This is my 3rd. So I've had a little bit of experience with it. So if you have any questions or you think your rat might have this and you want maybe a little bit more in-depth information, let me know, and I can send you a message on here or leave it in the comments and I'll answer any questions you have. I think I might make a little bit more of a detailed blog post too. If I do, I'll put that down in the link below. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on some health problems that rats have, because that's something I get so many questions about. Is my rat sick? Is there something wrong with them? What should I do? So I'm going to try and do a lot more videos on some of the health issues, so that maybe you know what you can look out for if you're seeing some weird symptoms. So if there's anything specifically you'd like me to do, let me know in the comment section, and I'll start making some videos. I have a whole list already, but if there's something specific you want to know more about, let me know, and I'll definitely get on that and make a video. So yeah, that's it for this week's Friday Facts. I hope it was helpful to some of you. Again, any questions, leave them below. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Those are the 3 places that I am the most active. So you can follow me there. Again, follow my blog too. There's lots of information there that might not be in all my videos here. So that pretty much sums it up. Hi to any new subscribers that I might have, and I think that about wraps it up. So I will see you in a week. Alright, have a good week, guys. Bye.